Well, hi there, and welcome to Home Wizards, where we love to improve your home and improve your life. I'm Cindy Dole with Eric Stromer, and by the way, as you're listening to the show, you can always go to our website, yourhomewizards.com, where you can listen to, well, the shows that we're doing, our past shows, and all that good stuff. And it's that time of year where you might be thinking, I've got goals, I've got dreams, I have things I want to do to the house, right?
I'm a little out of breath because I had to get my headphones because we're videotaping the show now. So I actually realized I didn't have headphones.
So now you're here,
Hi,
you're settled in.
Yeah.
So I thought we'd talk about some things that we can easily do, very easily do throughout the place you call home to your home. Now, for instance, let's say that, we're talking about weekend, really quick tricks to kind of make things look great. What about your hallway? The hallway is one of those places where, whether you have an apartment or a house, you probably have a hallway. You probably have to, something to walk from here to there.
Can I tell you that the hallway is the great underutilized area for a couple of things? Number one, kid paintings and drawings, photographs of family stuff. I mean, it's literally like it can become a gallery, and all you need to do is light it and make it right. So let's talk about how we can kind of turn it into something new.
How about chalkboard paint wainscoting?
Oh, you did not. Oh, no, you didn't.
So how cute would that be to have the wainscoting, right? And talk about where we'd put the wainscoting.
So the wainscoting is beadboard generally, or some kind of different wall treatment in the lower third of the wall, and then there's a piece of trim usually on the top of that.
Uh-huh.
So it just separates and breaks up a wall, gives it a visual appeal. And again, it comes in. It's a sheet good. It comes in 1/4-inch panels, and you can literally glue them to the wall, or tack them in with a nail gun, or even with a hammer and nail, and then put a nice piece of trim on it. So you would do that on the bottom, paint that a nice crisp white, the color of your trim,
perfect,
preferably.
Nice.
And then from that up on top, what do? You paint chalkboard paint, I assume.
You do the chalkboard paint, and the whole idea is now the chalkboard paint is the height of, let's say, maybe it's kids in the house.
Oh, I see. So you're saying make the wainscoting the chalkboard paint, and then the color on top. You could go that combination too.
Yes,
yeah, because then they can use the lower third to draw their stuff on with their chalk.
I think it's kind of a cool idea. I mean, the whole idea is when you have a hallway, it really is the conduit between different events and rooms in your home and your staircase, right? So why not accent it? Why not make it something that is not invisible, but it's a star of the show? We're going to maximize it. It's going to make you feel better.
And boy, that's wall space that's underutilized.
Yes.
And that could really be almost an art gallery for the kids to produce works of art.
Yeah.
If you get to a point where you outgrow it, you just wipe the chalkboard stuff off and start over.
Here's another one. How about, let's say, if you had not only a hallway, but you had a stairway. That is your from point A to point B. I love the idea of installing rope railing. The rope railing kind of gives it kind of a campy, almost like a nautical feel.
Well, it's Gilligan's Island. That's what it is.
Yes, or Sawyer, Tom Sawyer-esque from
cool.
Disneyland, And the whole idea is, even if you have stairs there and have a banister, consider now making this a wall of railing out of rope.
That's
now,
great.
where we get some really thick, sizable, almost nautical
rope.
rope?
They do sell that at marine stores.
Okay.
Any kind of a nautical marina kind of a thing.
But I love the heft to
They'll
that
also
rope.
have it online too. It's great. And also old gym rope. Remember when we used to climb? I don't think they have gym ropes anymore. You remember that?
Yeah.
But you can get that stuff online. Sporting good outlet stores will sell
and then
it
what kind of hooks would we use? I mean, we need a sizable ring to put the rope
through.
Sure.
Yeah. It would be an escutcheon, or the same kind of a thing that you would put a curtain rod up with, where you would put a dowel through it, and then you could put those into the wall with wall anchors, or hit a stud if you're lucky, at different levels as you go. And you want to measure from the stair up to the height of the rail. If there's already a rail in existence there, you're going to want to match that, because it needs to feel, when you don't do those standard heights, it feels strange, because we're all used to handrails being at a certain height.
Right.
So you go up from the stair up to that point, you make your marks, you attach that escutcheon, and then you go to the next spot and measure from that part of the stair further up the staircase, so that you then run your big, thick rope through that, knot it on both ends, and
it's a really cute idea.
Yeah, it's really cute.
But thanks for the marine store idea, because that makes the world a difference. You want the heft,
That's it.
And here's another thing, again, for your hallway.
By the way, the captain and Tennille have split. Did you hear
yeah,
that?
I know. Yeah. So that, speaking of a
Love
captain, yeah.
won't keep us together, will it?
Guess not.
Sorry.
You can also add hallway hooks. And this is something that's a little bit different, but I think it's clever. It's kind of fun and practical. And the idea is that you would get various sizes of little wooden blocks that can be sold online or even at a toy store.
Yeah.
And you could then paint them or keep them neutral. And the whole idea is that you would then mount these little hooks that are blocks, and now you can hang things on them, whether it's keys or various needs that you have.
Boy, is that cool.
Yeah, and that
That's
could be
a great
something.
idea.
So now it's not only cute and kitschy in the hallway, but it's a way to store things, right? So think about that. You can go online and just look for some of these DIY hangers that that are sold as little wooden blocks. Now, have you ever refaced stair risers where now that becomes an accent, whether you're using some decorative tile or
Sure.
things like that?
Yeah, I've done it with tile a ton, and it really gives a visual appeal, and especially if you're going for that, Spanish feel, or you want
Yes.
to have that sort of Moorish look to the staircase. Very, very simple. The only thing you have to do is make sure that you use mastic or an adhesive that'll stick to wood, because generally those risers are wood. But you can use any material, whether it be tile or sheet metal goods or
Great.
any of those panels that look like old 1910 kitchens, where it's that sort of pounded metal, copper,
Really
brass
pretty.
kind of look behind it. So anything like that, even paint details are pretty there.
Right.
Anything to kind of dress up the stair rise, or you can alternate paint colors. You can do numbers for kids, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way up the stairs, so it kind of teaches them how to count as they're going.
I love that idea.
Isn't that great?
Very, very casual. What kind of paint would we use? Just regular, everyday?
For the paint on a stair,
yeah,
you want to rough up the gloss if
'Cause
it's
they're
a
gonna be
hardwood floor
walking on it.
surface.
Yeah,
and
right.
then you're going to want to do a primer and then a nice gloss paint, because it'll stick and last a little bit longer. And shoes will hit it as you're walking up, so you want the scuffs to be wipeable. So you want a gloss on that.
Okay.
Not too much, maybe eggshell, maybe semi. And if you're in the modern world, maybe a high gloss would work great too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another idea again, we're talking about quick things that you could do for 2014. How about for your hallway, you just hang up old maps. Do you love that?
I love it.
Old maps, because now it's destination from point A to point B and all your
Perfect.
favorite travels, right? We'll put this on the website, yourhomewizards.com.
Let's
Captain
take
Tennille.
a moment to
Moment of
acknowledge
silence.
our moment of silence.
Eric Stover, Cindy Dole. You're listening to Home Wizards.